10 interesting facts about the state of the U.S. economy. The United States is known for having one of the most powerful and influential economies in the world. However, despite its impressive size and global reach, the U.S. economy has been facing a number of challenges in recent years. From high levels of income inequality and a growing national debt, to a struggling housing market and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, there are a number of factors that have contributed to the current state of the U.S. economy. High levels of income inequality. One of the most striking facts about the U.S. economy is the high level of income inequality that exists within the country. According to data from the U.S. Census Bureau, the top 1% of earners in the U.S. take home over 20% of all income, while the bottom 50% of earners take home just 12.5%. This means that a small portion of the population holds a disproportionate amount of wealth, while the majority struggles to make ends meet. Growing national debt. Another major challenge facing the U.S. economy is the growing national debt. The U.S. national debt currently stands at over $22 trillion and is continuing to grow. This is the result of years of budget deficits and the lack of political will to address the issue. This debt can lead to higher interest rates and inflation, which can hurt economic growth. High unemployment. Despite recent improvements, the unemployment rate in the U.S. remains higher than in many other developed countries. This means that many Americans are struggling to find work and support their families. Large trade deficit. The U.S. has a large trade deficit, meaning it imports more goods and services than it exports. This can lead to a weaker currency and the loss of jobs in certain industries. Consumer-driven economy. The U.S. has a consumer-driven economy, which means that consumer spending drives economic growth. However, this can also lead to higher levels of debt and the lack of savings. Struggling housing market. The U.S. housing market has been a major contributor to the country's economic problems. The housing market crash of 2008 led to a financial crisis and a recession. The impact of COVID-19. The U.S. economy has been heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to record high levels of unemployment and economic instability. The widening wealth gap. The gap between the rich and the poor is widening, a trend that has been going on for decades, with the top 1% of the population owning more than 40% of the wealth in the U.S. The U.S. dollar is losing its status as the world's reserve currency. This could lead to a decline in the U.S. economy and a loss of economic power. The U.S. debt-to-GDP ratio is at an all-time high, currently standing at over 130%. This means that the U.S. government is spending more than it is taking in, a trend that is not sustainable in the long run. Outro. Despite these challenges, the U.S. economy remains the largest and most powerful in the world, and it continues to be a major driver of global economic growth. However, it is important to acknowledge and address these issues in order to promote a more sustainable and equitable economy for all Americans. It will require collaboration, innovation and hard work to fix these problems and ensure a brighter future for the U.S. economy. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe.